In this video, I'm going to give you a bunch of side hustle ideas that you can start for less than $100. And this video was inspired by my business-minded teenage daughter who is already working on her third business with just her allowance money. Now, I'm not going to brag, but both of my kids are pretty entrepreneurial and started their first business over at kidincharge.com when they were 9 and 11 years old. And since then, they started other side hustles with practically no money at all. None of this stuff is rocket science, and you don't need much money. And if my kids can do it, then so can you. What's up, everyone? My name is Steve Chu, and I run two seven-figure businesses over at bumblebeelinens.com selling handkerchiefs and my blog over at mywifequitherjob.com. I'm also the Wall Street Journal bestselling author of the book, The Family First Entrepreneur, which teaches you how to achieve financial freedom without sacrificing your family time. Now, in the event that you are interested in starting your own e-commerce store, make sure you sign up for my free 6-day mini course below. Now, this first business idea that I want to present to you is to sell products with print on demand. And incidentally, print on demand was the first business that my kids started when they were only 9 and 11 years old, where they sold entrepreneurship t-shirts for kids. And the beauty of print on demand is that there are practically zero upfront costs and you don't have to carry inventory. You create a design that can go on t-shirts, bags, mugs, practically anything that you can think of, and when an order comes in, it is electronically sent to your print-on-demand provider who prints and ships the product to the end customer. You only have to pay the supplier when an order comes in, and you get to keep the difference. Now, even though my kids chose to launch their own website to sell their print-on-demand products over at kidincharge.com, a website is not necessary. You can list all of your print-on-demand products on Etsy, where they will automatically be fulfilled when an order comes in. And right now, my favorite print-on-demand companies are Printful, Printify, Custom Cat, and Gelato. They are all free to join, and you can get started right away. Now, if you do plan on giving print-on-demand a try, here's a quick tip. Selling t-shirts is popular, but probably among the lowest margin products that you can sell. To make more money per sale, take a look at customized blankets, pillows, and other home goods. Now, this next business idea is one that my daughter is currently pursuing, which is selling handmade jewelry. Now, selling jewelry is a great way to make money online because jewelry is light and easy to ship, the margins are extremely high at 70% plus, and the business is easy to scale. You can reach customers anywhere in the world. You aren't restricted by your business location, and the cost of storage and transportation is minimal. Now, my daughter has always been into arts and crafts, and she loves wearing jewelry. So one Christmas, we bought her a jewelry making kit from Amazon for about 50 bucks, and she was hooked. When her friends started commenting on her jewelry, she decided to start a business over at Reselling, selling her own pieces. Now, as I mentioned earlier, selling jewelry is extremely profitable and easily scaled. Right now, there are 2 students in my Create a Profitable Online Store course that I've featured on my podcast that run online jewelry businesses making 6 and 7 figures in sales, respectively. StudioCult.co is a 7-figure business run by Yulia Veligorskaya, where she sells her own custom designed jewelry, bags, and accessories. She generates most of her sales via TikTok and Instagram, where she's developed a cult following for her products. And in the show notes below, you can check out her full-length podcast episode. My other student is Angela Lee, who runs a multiple 6-figure brand selling her own custom-made jewelry over at Azura Jewelry. Angela designs and sources her pieces from all over the world and generates most of her sales via social media. Her podcast episode is in the show notes below as well. Now, if you don't want to launch your own website, there are thousands of successful jewelry sellers on Etsy, which is where my daughter currently lists her jewelry. Now, the best places to sell jewelry online for beginners are Etsy, Amazon Handmade, eBay, and Shopify. However, experienced sellers can also list their jewelry on Ruby Lane and Worthy. Now, another business idea that you can start for very little money is to sell used cell phones and other electronics. And this is actually a business that I used to run before I started my online store over at bumblebeelinens.com. I would go on Craigslist and specifically look for people who were moving or just trying to liquidate their stuff. And back in the day, I wrote a little script that scraped Craigslist to tell me when new listings popped up so I could be the first to respond to the offer. Anyway, I would purchase used electronics in bulk, refurbish them, and then resell them on eBay for a profit. And at the height of my business, I was generating an extra $1,500 a month, and this business was actually a stepping stone towards starting my own online store. You can easily start this business and get your feet wet by selling your old, unused electronics on eBay, and here are just some tips on how to get top dollar for your products. Now, first off, if you can sell a working and fully packaged product, you'll make significantly more money than selling a functional but unboxed product by itself. Now, did you know that you can buy empty boxes for popular merchandise on eBay? If you buy a box, you can charge a lot more. So for example, let's say I want to sell a bunch of used Apple Watches. By performing a quick search on eBay, I can buy 5 empty Apple Watch boxes for $35. Now, $7 for an empty box might sound high, but a boxed Apple Watch commands a 25% premium in resale value. Now, this next strategy is to bundle your products together. For example, sometimes selling a used cell phone case by itself can be difficult. But if you bundle a used cell phone with a phone case, you can charge more money and increase your average order value. And in many cases, including accessories like chargers and instruction manuals will increase your asking price as well. And once again, accessories can be easily located on eBay and can make a huge difference in your asking price. Right now, the best places to buy electronics for resale is Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay, or Swappa. Now, this next side hustle is fun, rewarding, and lucrative, especially if you enjoy fixing up furniture. If you can find old furniture in good condition, you can clean and repair it, take great photos, and then create a listing on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Remove, First Dibs, or Buku. Now, one of my colleagues makes 6 figures running this type of business in the Bay Area where I live. And during the pandemic, no one was coming to work, and lots of businesses decided to end their leases on their office buildings. In order to move out, they had to liquidate millions of dollars worth of furniture in perfect condition. So my buddy bought all of it up for pennies on the dollar and then fixed them up for resale. Now, on a smaller scale, you can look on Craigslist for people who are moving out and usually find super cheap furniture. And the best pieces to get are made out of wood. With a little sanding and paint, you can sell wood furniture like new for lots of money. Now, keep in mind that it's best to sell heavy furniture locally because the shipping rate can be pretty expensive depending on the weight and the location of the buyer. Now, this next side hustle is one that I recently discovered through a friend who makes a living reselling shoes online. Now, if you're a sneakerhead looking to turn your love for kicks into a profitable venture, starting a sneaker reselling business is a fantastic idea. Now, the process of sneaker reselling is pretty simple. You scout for both new and used sneakers with a substantial resale value, secure them at competitive prices, and then sell them at a healthy profit. Now, in order to succeed in this type of business, you must have a solid understanding of how much different shoes are worth. So start by signing up for emails from sneaker sites like Hypebeast, Sneaker News, and Just Fresh Kicks. For connecting with other like-minded enthusiasts and staying in the loop, join the Reddit community r/sneakers. Then, you must find a reliable source that sells legit merchandise. Now, major releases from brands like Nike and Adidas often occur through dedicated websites or apps such as Nike's Sneakers platform and Adidas's Confirmed app. You can also find great deals at thrift stores, Facebook groups, resellers, and conferences like SneakerCon. Now, to find out how much your sneakers are worth, StockX provides pre-sale data for upcoming sneaker releases, allowing you to gauge the prices people are willing to pay for a pair before it officially hits the market. Now, if you have older sneakers, you can check their historical pricing over a 12-month period over on StockX. And there, you'll find other key data, such as the number of sales, average sale price, and volatility percentage below the pricing graph. Now, after you've cleaned up and refurbished your sneakers, you can then sell them on popular marketplaces like GOAT, eBay, and StockX. Now, this next side hustle idea carries margins that are 90% plus and only requires your cell phone to get started. And right now, my daughter is working on a digital course that she plans to sell to other teenagers, teaching them how to sell on Etsy. Now, the beauty of selling an online course is that it can be taught entirely online and can be a great source of passive income. There's no delivery costs since they are digital products. There's no inventory to maintain and very few logistical issues to deal with. And the best part is that you don't need much money to film your course. My daughter is filming a bunch of her lessons straight from her phone and using a program called Camtasia to edit her videos. Now, to sell and distribute her course, she's using a platform called Teachable, which is 100% free. You can upload your entire course to the platform, and Teachable takes care of hosting and collecting payment. Now, this next side hustle is super fun, mysterious, and lucrative. Now, those of you who shop on Amazon know that their return policy is extremely lenient. But have you ever wondered what happens to all that returned merchandise? Well, it turns out that all unclaimed returns are sold by Amazon to liquidators and resellers at a discounted price. And you can purchase these returns in bulk at super low prices by buying them by the pallet. These pallets are called Amazon return pallets and are a treasure trove of merchandise. All you gotta do is refurbish and fix up the merchandise and sell it like new on eBay or even back on Amazon itself. For example, here's a pallet that's valued at $2,066 that is going for only $92. And in this pallet are products from name brands like Fisher-Price, Plow & Hearth, and Toomey. Buying Amazon returns is almost always a gamble, but if you bid less than 20% off of MSRP, you have a good chance of making a profit depending on how much time you spend refurbishing your products. Now, if you end up bidding and winning an auction, you can arrange to have the pallet shipped directly to your warehouse, but it generally makes more economic sense to look for Amazon liquidations in your geographic area. Here are the best places to buy return pallets for sale: Bstock, Bulk, Liquidation.com, DirectLiquidation.com, 888lots.com, Blue Lots, and BoxFox.co. Now, this final side hustle idea came to me when I saw my wife buy a bunch of these on eBay for the holiday season, and I had no idea that this was a thing. If you enjoy collecting coupons, you can sell your unused coupons on online marketplaces and forums. You can find coupons in newspapers, magazines, grocery store websites, and retailers, and then sell them on eBay. But just be aware of the rules. For example, you can only list a maximum of 25 coupons worth $100 in 30 days. Now, the key to making a profit by selling coupons is by finding coupons with a high dollar value amount. But overall, if you're struggling to decide what product to sell, here are just a couple things to remember. There are ideas everywhere. And if you enjoyed these ideas, then make sure you watch this video here for more $1 million side hustle ideas for the taking.